Hello to you, I'm Jesse Johnson. This is part 1. Aliens don't exist. Extraterrestrials don't exist. There are 7 to 8 main reasons and main purposes of why aliens from outer space do not exist. Reasons number 1 and number 2 shall be gone over here. Because the universe you were taught from childhood, from TV, movies, books, magazines, newspapers, schools, up to universities, do not exist. This brings us to the first reason, the real universe. Number 1, the heliocentric universe don't exist. Why? Because light years don't exist. This is known by using equal distance magnification. Galaxies, quasars, black holes, dark energy, big bangs, big contractions, galactic lensing, nebulas, etc. do not exist, along with billions of light years of space, and stars light years away don't exist. The real universe, as far as I can tell, is about 200,000 miles in radius, not necessarily spherical. Our Earth, Sun, and Moon is not heliocentric. The Earth is not a globe sphere. The Earth is a very large flat plane. This is known by using A, basic horizon mechanics, B, basic geometry, C, basic land surveying, B, basic water such as canals, lakes, seas, oceans, etc., basic land, basic water surveying, E, taking basic photographs from 20 to 400 miles above Earth's surface, and F, basic gyroscope mechanics. The Sun is 1,651.29 miles distant. This is known by using basic trigonometry's angle of elevation. The Moon is 1,500 to 16 miles difference, or a little bit closer to the Earth's surface. The Earth does not rotate. It is stationary. This is known. This is known by using basic centripetal force. In other words, there is no exoplanets, extra planets out there in space, or planets with other life on it in our very small, self-enclosed universe. No other space made of light years don't exist. There is only terrestrial life and none other. The stars above are not big balls of gravitationally compressed plasma. The stars are not suns, and our sun is not a star. This is known by using a zoom lens camera of 80x to 350x magnification and just looking and studying. The Moon is not a spherical rock, but a translucent, crystalline, multi-angle special disk. This is known by studying it. There are 7 to 8 reasons extraterrestrials don't exist. 2 of them shall be given here. The second reason, number 2, the Roswell alien the fake flying saucer crash. A, Roswell was a staged event by the United States military to convince hundreds of millions to billions that flying saucers are of extraterrestrial aliens from outer space origin and not ours. All, A-L-L, all 100%. Flying saucers are human-made flying crafts. We'll go to B. The Roswell hoax for black culture, hoax for white culture. Hoax, the Roswell hoax was carried out in 1947. At these bases: Holloman Air Force Base at Alamo Gordo, White Sands Missile Range, Walker Air Force Base at Roswell. And it was executed in 1947. This hoax, or hoax for white culture, hoax for black culture, or later called MJ-12 hoax incident, or simply the rhesus monkey hoax, or hoax. Number 6, C. We'll go to C. Tests were conducted on rocket sleds at Alamo Gordo using rhesus monkeys. You can find rhesus monkeys, what they look like, on the internet or the World Wide Web. Rhesus monkeys in G-suits, gravity suits in other words, to determine the limits of human G-force endurance. We'll go to D. In the 1947 Roswell fake aliens, fake flying saucer hoax, or Hoax, black culture, hoax for white culture, a small makeshift mock flying saucer about 12 feet in diameter was constructed from sheet aluminum, screws, bar stock, metal moldings, and a plastic bubble put on top of the mock flying saucer for the pilot. A car antenna was with a ball tip attached to the bubble was placed on the bubble at the top of the fake flying saucer. We'll go to E. The little mock flying saucer was placed about 4 miles from Walker Air Force Base on a ranch, of which the owner cooperated with the military people. We'll go to F. 4 rhesus dead monkeys, shaved, dyed green, outfitted with fake little space suits, with space helmets. Hold on, please. Hold on for just a second. Now, were set about near the flying saucer. News leaks were arranged by intelligence from the E&D, or Evaluation and Dissemination Officers, that a crashed alien flying saucer and 4 space aliens were found by military authorities. We'll go to G. Alamo Gordo personnel soldiers purchases dry tempera green pigment from the family art business of William Lynn, L-Y-N-E. He is still alive at 84 years old and can be found on the World Wide Web, or sometimes called internet. This person, William Lynn, who showed them, the personnel soldiers, how to apply it. We'll go to H. The little fake flying saucer was corny and ridiculous, and leaks, L-E-A-K-S, leaks to the surrounding area news media, along with a few foolish photos of the flying saucer, which would have been halted instantly and prohibited if it were true, and all involved severely punished for breaching the highest top secrecy of all top secrets. We'll go to I. The Hoax, black culture, or hoax, white culture, the Hoax of Roswell intensely angered the Pentagon people, for they were not told beforehand, who then gave the order to collect and retrieve all evidence of pictures of rhesus monkeys in G-suits published in newspapers and magazines. We'll go to J. Walter Hart, H-A-U-T, Walter Hart of PIO, or Public Information Office of Army Air Corporations, or AAC, Intelligence, sent press releases to surrounding area newspapers about the recovery of an alien flying saucer to create the Hoax, black culture, hoax, white culture. To create the Hoax, regional military personnel created a crash site on the rancher's property with a large trench, T-R-E-N-C, a trench-type gash in the ground, of which the flimsy little flying saucer, mock flying saucer, would, without much weight, without a dent, a hole, or bend, could have made such a large trough-type gash in hard-baked desert ground. We'll go to L. Rhesus monkeys. Rhesus monkeys are small animals with alienoid sort of features, with large slanted eyes, small noses, small body sizes, and similarities to certain types of Chinese baboons. making them look like space aliens. We'll go to M. The rhesus monkeys were taken from the Regional Primate Research Laboratory, or RPRL, at Alamogordo, outfitted with G-suits and helmets. We'll go to N. Oh, well, pardon me. And helmets. The original photos from the Hoax, or Hoax for white culture, the original Hoax showed pressure lines and lacings on the G-suits. We'll go to N. The rhesus monkeys died from the rocket experiments. Part of the Hoax used already, part of the Hoax, or Hoax for white culture, Hoax for black culture, part of the Hoax used already dead rhesus monkeys from the morgue. They were shaved, dyed green, put into G-suits and helmets. The effects of the big, dead eyes convinced the gullible that they were seeing aliens. We'll go to O. The original photos showed the creatures as monkeys and fooled no one with intelligence. They were monkeys in human-made suits and equipment. So the Pentagon had the photos and materials confiscated and retrieved before the Hoax, black culture, and Hoax, white culture. The Hoax could be recognized. We'll go to P. The MJ-12 later concocted documents for the Roswell Hoax was also a hoax unto itself. We'll go to Q. The purpose of the Hoax was to conceal the government's development of flying saucer technology, since almost everyone in the Roswell area had seen flying saucers regularly being tested. This was to convince people they were space alien crafts and not human-made crafts. We'll go to R. This was part of the top secret flying saucer rocket projects, which included von Braun and hundreds of top-level flying saucer scientists, Nazi flying saucer scientists, and thousands of Nazi flying saucer technicians after World War II in 1945. We'll go to S. Flying saucer technology is flying saucer technology is hundreds of times cheaper, more durable, hundreds of times faster, thousands of times more energy efficient than rockets. We'll go to T. The rocket programs. The rocket programs are a cover for siphoning billions in taxpayer money to cover up flying saucer technology. This fraudulently enriches banks, the oil companies, and automotive corporations, and military-industrial complex. We'll go to U. Secret flying saucers were used at Fort Bliss, White Sands, and Holloman bases between 1945 and 1955. Hold on, please. Now, we'll go to V. V as in Victor. Big lie number one. Rule number one. Make the lie big enough. Big lie number two. Rule number two. Repeat the lie enough times in every physical possible form forever. There were flying saucers from Sandia, S-A-N-D-I-A, Sandia, and Manzanos, M-A-N-Z-A-N-O-S, bases also, with security agents trained in the Hoax, white culture, Hoax, for black culture, such as Bob Lazar. He had a top clearance level. Therefore, we'll go to W. UFO abductions are a black intelligence operation, or USAP, which is unacknowledged special access projects, or government-sponsored kidnappings of adults and especially children the world over. experiments which included drugs, surgical experiments, sophisticated electronics, particle beam weapons, directed energy technology, medical, novel, advanced, implantable, micro-circuited devices, secret aircrafts, free energy devices, FREE, free energy devices, over unity devices, special effects for creating hoaxes or hoaxes, black culture, HOAXS, exploitation of abductees, directed voltage frequency memory washing, producing amnesia, abductees used for sources of ovum eggs, sperm, aborted fetuses for genetic experiments, experimental genetics, for creation of hybrid humans, mind control, population control, android robotics and cyborg experiments, deadly level 4 pathogen and microbe creation, etc. We'll go to X. To confuse the masses of hundreds of millions into accepting aliens from space, 2 lines of propaganda is used. The first is paranormalism and the occult. The second one used is skeptical, official denial. In other words, such as flying saucers don't exist, and if they do, they're alien technology. All 100%, all ALL flying saucers are made by humans. They are electro-propulsion crafts. There are no 100% no mystical secrets. MYSTICAL. There are no mystical secrets. None. There is only actuality. There is only different forms and states of energy from a physics standpoint. We'll go to Y. The Roswell photos were already made far before the fake crash, not after. The little Mark saucer was first photographed in the hangar under construction, and the rhesus monkeys were photographed in the laboratory before being put in the desert and after. Over the Con-Non-Cito area, flying saucers were prevalent and numerous, very numerous and obvious in 1945 to 1950, and in the Sangre, S-A-N-G-R-E, Sangre de Cristo area at night. We'll go to Z. Government officials and military officials are totally forbidden to acknowledge the existence of flying saucers, but you are not. And if you say you've seen them, they are to threaten you or make a public fool of you in some way. We will go to part 2 later on and do 2 or 3 reasons there. Please join me in part 2 later on, and I want to thank everyone for listening and watching. Please subscribe and share this video, please. Once again, have a fine day.